Babies died after a formula company entered poor countries, not because the product was poison, because clean water didn't exist. It was still aggressively marketed to mothers who trusted it. A chemical found in yoga mats was used in bread. Millions eat it daily. No warning, no one questioned it until the internet exploded. Children were targeted before they could understand the advertising. And bright colors, toys, cartoons, not random marketing, early psychological conditioning. What is that? Some neighborhoods have more fast foods than grocery stores. Healthy food becomes quite difficult. Cheap food becomes very normal. And over time, survival starts looking like addiction. These don't just sound connected, but they are fully connected. Because this isn't just about burgers or ads or just a cheap meals. It's about how food companies learn your habits, shape your cravings, and quietly decide what feels normal to eat. You think you choose your food, but what if your environment choose for you first? In this video, we uncover the hidden psychological in food marketing that targets the people who goes bad without realizing why. Why poverty is profitable for big foods. You think you are choosing your lunch. You aren't choosing, you are being harvested. Look at your neighborhood. What you see there. Why is there a pharmacy on one corner and a chicken shop on the another? A closed loop where they sell you poison 1 p.m. and insulin at 5 p.m. While the elites in South Delhi or Manhattan talk about organic kale, they are playing a different game in your backyard as a laboratory. They aren't selling you food, they are deploying neighborhood weapons. You aren't lazy or addicted because of lack of willpower. You are being chemically outgunned by billion-dollar laboratories. Let's look at the data. In 1999, Howard Moskowitz perfected the bliss point, and this is the mathematical precise ratio of salt, sugar, and fat designed to override your brain's safety signals. A 2024 study of Great Britain showed that fast food outlet density is 36% higher in deprived areas than the richest area, were widened by 28% in last decade. In US and India, the school to soda pipeline is even worse. In low income areas, the density of these bliss point trigger is 400% higher than the affluent zone. By flooding your environment with these signals, they ensure that a natural apple, which has no engineered bliss point, tastes like a cardboard by comparison. They are literally colonizing your taste buds. Did you know that a McDonald's meal is a low income district often contains high sodium levels than the same meal in a flagship healthy store? Companies offer 28% fewer healthy options on the dollar menu of low income neighborhood countries compared to the affluent ones. Why so? Because they know you are under cognitive depression. When you work two jobs, you worry about your rent, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that says that no, is exhausted. That's why for you to be tired, they hit you with a decoy praising large soda. It's only 10 cents more than the small value meal, just 99 more for large. You think you're being smart. You think that you, for just 20 rupees more, I'm getting double the food. I'm saving money with more food. No, they are triggering your scarcity mindset. Your brain, wired by stress or poverty, get most from the least, forces you to overeat just to get your money's worth. They are literally using your survival instinct to get you type 2 diabetes. They fence you in. If you have to take two buses to find a vegetable shop, but the chicken shop is nearby. You have a geographic prison sentence that you can't escape. The geography of greed. Look at this map. While the posh colonies get green belts and organic markets, your neighborhood has been turned into a food swamp, neighborhoods where you can't find a single fresh vegetable. This isn't an accident of an urban planning, it's geographical gaslighting. Most activists talk about food deserts, the absence of healthy food, but the data proves that the food swamp is the more dangerous predictor of obesity and addiction, not the food desert. In 2024, reports confirm that the average health rating for products sold by giants like Nestle, PepsiCo, Unilever in low income countries is 1.8 percentage less than the high income nations. They are literally selling a budget version of health to people who already have the least access to the healthcare. In low income areas, unhealthy food outlets outnumber healthy foods by 4 to 1. See those golden arcs. What are those? That high intensity yellow and red lightning, that's not branding, that's biological hacking. Red increases your heart rates and stimulate your appetite. Yellow creates a sense of speed and reliable pressure. Research shows that for the residents under high stress, those working two jobs or facing debt, these visual cues triggers the when the brain's reward center into perpetual craving. And that state you don't choose to walk in. Your brain is physically losing the ability to say no. These days don't just open shops, they fight for land use permits near your public schools. They ensure that by the time child is 10, the brain is already fenced in. They are creating a pipeline from the school canteen to dialysis center. The cognitive tax of poverty acts as a cognitive tax. They play that like addictive product extract in your geographical location where people have the least mental bandwidth to resist them. People call it a life cycle database. It's a systematic assassination instead. The melting illusion. How they trick your brain into overeating. You think that you are full. You think that you are eating because you are hungry. But what if you are being played by the chemist who got paid more than the heart surgeons? Look at how that bun or cheese just disappears on your tongue. That's not just light, that's a biochemical disappearing act. Think about the last time you ate a glazed donut or a handful of cheese puffs. The bite, it feels like light, it collapses, it's gone in just a second. The brain, because there was no bulk or fiber to chew, your brain assumes it was just a little bit of energy. Your stomach expects a certain bulk to trigger the leptin, the hormone that tells your brain to stop. We are full. That won't tell anything. The highest is you eat four more then, and the total $1,200 calories. The result is $20, minutes in that you are hungry again. Why? Because you achieved a perfect addictive ratio. You got a massive dopamine spike, the high, but because the food vanished, your leptin activation stayed still at zero. You just paid a corporation to your trick brain to starving your body while your entirety is drowning in sugar. They don't call you customer, they call you heavy user. Like you are just a junkie on street corner, and they are right to. They use your phone, GPS, your poverty to geofence you. They send a notification to your screen the second you're weak, the second you are near their shop. It's digital noise, and you are putting it around. Your own, by clicking the order when you don't do that in elite suburbs, right? They don't choose people randomly, but with cognitive bandwidth to say no. They target you because you are exhausted. They are weaponizing your location and your exhaustion to trigger a craving exactly when you are at your lowest point. While the wealthy eat whole foods, the trigger fullness, the poor are fed engineered air, just air. This creates a hidden hunger where you are obese but malnutrition and stuffed but still starving. Nobody talks about this because it's just business for them. But how can it be just business when the product is designed to bypass the human body's defense mechanism? When you are being tracked like an animal by geofencing algorithms, they have hacked your brain, they have hacked your neighborhood, and they have hacked the very feeling of being full. It's time to stop being a heavy user and protect yourself. The unborn addict. How big food hacks your DNA. You think addiction starts with your first bite? You are wrong. Why? While these civilized politicians talk about the child nutrition, they're allowing companies with their biochemical experiments on pregnant ladies in slums. They aren't just selling a burger, they are installing a permanent biological hunger in the womb. It's a self perpetuation customer base created at a molecular level. Epigenetic warfare. Data shows that high functioning sucrose, industrial seed oils are used as primary ingredients in value meals that affects not only the mother's weight, they act as a chemical signaling that crosses the placental barrier. In low income food swamps, the constant intake of these substances reprograms the fetus brain reward system. The result is child born with higher reward threshold. This means that the normal piece of fruit will never satisfy them. They are biologically hardwired to require the extreme dopamine spikes only found in ultrasonic junks. They are born with hunger only big food can satisfy. This is not a choice, it's a molecular trap. In low income markets, they flood the shelves with high sugar maternal supplements and growth powders. Research on gut brain axis shows that these products kill off diverse gut bacteria and promote sugar seeking microbes. These bacteria then hijack the nerves, the information highway between your gut and your brain. They literally just send the signals to the mother's brain to crave more sugar. These corporations aren't just feeding people, they are forming a specific type of gut bacteria that demands their products. They have turned the human body into a host for corporate profit and systematical biological hijacking, while we are witnessing a new form of caste system created not by birth but by the biochemistry. If you are born in wealthy neighborhood, your DNA is protected. Your mom has access to unprocessed life. But if you're born in food swamp, your DNA is being vandalized before you can even speak. This is the ultimate environmental injustice. People talk about equal opportunity. How can there be equal opportunity when a child is born with brain functions abnormally, another one is with chemically modified addicted sugar, another one with normal. This is a fencing that goes deeper than geography. It's a fence built inside your own cells. The perfect business model, if you can ensure the next generation is born with a physical addiction to your product, you don't need to spend as much money on marketing. You have created a biological demand that functions like homing missile itself. This silence on topic is deafening. Why? Because admitting that addiction is hereditary and environmentally forced would require dismantling $2 trillion ultra focused food industry that our entire food economy system is predatory at the genetical level. Your DNA is the only thing you truly own, and they are stealing it also. They are creating a permanent underclass in using your biological clock. The third place trap and the recipe scandal. What is it? In the affluent neighborhoods, third places are parks, high end libraries, and boutique cafes with the healthy options. Look at your streets. The parks are filled with what? With trash. The community centers are locked, and the street lights don't work. But you know what? It's always bright conditioned McDonald's, KFC's, Burger King's in your place, food swamps. This isn't hospitality. This is hostage situation. They know that the government has abandoned you, but so they step in as your savior. They provided the third place, the only place which provides clean table in your neighborhood. They aren't selling you a meal actually. They are charging you a cover charge of your health just to have a place to sit with your friends. You think it's a hangout spot for you actually. It's a predatory waiting room for the hospital first place. In the food swamps, these companies lobby to keep regulations weak so they can use hyper palatable MFG extracts and industrial fats in your food. They engineer these fast moving products to have up to 32 grams of fat per serving. They aren't just cutting anything, they are treating your body like a toxic waste dump for ingredients that are banned or restricted in their own home countries. But for you, the MSG trap. Here you see in low income slums, unbranded snacks are engineered with industrial extracts. We are seeing fat profile reaching 32 grams per serving, fast moving packets. What it is denoting, this is the equivalent of drinking half a cup of industrial oil in just one sitting. In your neighborhood, they use hyperpalatability hacks. They use specific fat to sodium ratios designed to make your brain ignore the full signal. The math is very simple here. If you apply low income plus neglected infrastructure is equal to captive markets, McDonald's and Starbucks and whatnot. They market themselves as the world's local office. They give you free Wi-Fi, but in low income area that Wi-Fi is neutral tether. You come for the internet and also for food, but you stay for the sensory contrast of the fries. You are paying for 30 minutes of internet with a massive spike in your blood sugar. It's like a calculated trade that they made on you. They have turned the community into a transactional addiction. They have literally replaced the public square with a corporate feeding trough. And by ensuring a disproportionate density of junk food outlets near the public schools and housing units, they are zoning you into a shorter lifespan. While the influencers talk about self care, they ignore that self care is the luxury for the rich people. How can you practice self care when your only clean social space is the fast food outlet? When the government fails to provide parks and corporations provide the third place, the very act of socializing becomes the health hazard to you. This is the double standard of human life if you see clearly. One set of rules for the global north, healthy, regulated, green, another set the rules for global south, low income areas, toxic, unregulated, neon lights. They have hacked your brain, they have hacked your neighborhood. As I told you before, they have hacked your DNA too. You are not a customer anymore to them. You are a data point, a mere data point in the profit margin. It's time to stop as a consumer, start being a witness to the crime, and you should wake up. It's your wake up call.